Alright, hello and welcome. I'm Sai, and this is Baldur's Gate 3 again. You might have noticed there was a lack of videos for about a week, and that's because I was putting it off because I was so saddened by all the technical difficulties, and I hoped by the time a week passes and my order arrives, which was a new, well, not new, it's an old used processor that I ordered, but it's much better than my old one, so I switched it. The game runs better. However, I still need to use MSI Afterburner, and yeah, that's about it. It, however, does run much better, but with the Afterburner enabled, there are still crashes if I use DirectX 11. So this is on Vulkan, and yeah, basically that's the major thing. Every other game runs really well with that new CPU that I tried. Well, I didn't try many though, only like 2 so far off camera. However, this should alleviate some of those nasty things that happened before. But I should also say, with the usage of Vulkan, which allows me to record, since if I record in DirectX 11, it just randomly crashes with the Afterburner enabled. I think that's the issue here. In Vulkan, so far it doesn't. But a couple things about Vulkan, there's more of these microstators that you can see if I move the camera. Also, the camera movement is kind of jagged sometimes, but that's just the price you pay, I guess, for me to be able to record this. And I also went ahead and read up about what other people's experiences are, and even with high-end PCs, it's pretty bad so far. Like, there was a poll on Reddit which mentioned my games run great, and the biggest poll was above 30 FPS. I think that says something. Anyway, we all know it, early access, it's not optimized, blah blah blah. I just really want to play, and that's the thing. So that's why there was a hiatus. So I do believe this was where we left off in the last episode, that I accidentally clicked on the accept button again, so I messed up the leveling. So I redid this part, I did the whole thing, I talked to the same people, didn't change anything. And this is where this save is at. Oops, excuse me, I burped. And I went through this in advance like a week ago just to see about what we want to get, so I can do this faster. So but I forgot, obviously, as you can see, since I'm clueless. We are going to be level 3. More hit points, improved warlock spell slot, okay, and pact boon, pact of the chain. Gain the service of a familiar, a fey spirit that takes a form you choose. This can be an animal, imp, or a quasit. Okay, so I remember this from the old Baldur's Gates. I don't know exactly how it works yet. You can choose a spell. Now we have access to level 2 spells, I believe. And I really want to choose Misty Step. It's a teleport. Surrounded by black mist, you teleport to an unoccupied space you can see. Then there's mirror image. I don't know what that 10 is in the icon. Create 3 illusionary duplicates of yourself that distract attackers. Each duplicate increases your armor class by 3. Could be useful. Well, I guess I can say that all about this. Old person, I remember I used this in the old Baldur's Gate quite a lot. Especially I think against the Lich. Uh, we could get that. Detect thoughts. Focus your mind to read the thoughts of certain creatures while talking to them. You know what? Bam. We can replace something, which will be the hex, with Misty Step or Darkness. Create a cloud of magical darkness to heavily obscure and blind creatures within. Creatures cannot make ranged attacks into or out of the darkness. Shatter. Generate a painfully intense ringing noise that deals 3d8 thunder to creatures and objects. In a successful save, creatures only take half damage. Creatures made of inorganic materials such as stone have disadvantage on their saving throw. Ah, interesting. So for like golems, if there are even any golems. Silence. Now I did try this during my recording tries. It creates a bubble where you can't cast spells like a dome. Oh right, and this ray of enfeeblement, it makes you old. A beam of enervating energy springs from your fingers. The target deals half damage with weapon attacks using strength. So look, I'm gonna be honest, mirror image and such and all the debuffs are probably good, but I just love damage and like silly spells, so we are going to go with the Misty Step for now. To use this mostly in the environment. And because we are a Mephistopheles tiefling, we get a racial. Legacy of Kenya, Burning Hands. Fire shoots from your outstretched fingers, it ignites anything flammable and deals 4d6 fire. That's quite powerful, but the range is only 5 meters, because it's like a touch spell. And it only recharges once per long rest, but it does not take a spell slot, so that's cool. Okay. Oh, I also did some inventory management. I'm not sure if I did it in the last episode or only in this one. I put the rapier on him and this silly helmet, because I don't like how he look in the cutscenes. These are his current spells. No, this is what he will get. Okay. So we can choose for Astarion to be a simple thief. Thieves use their skills instead and larceny to acquire whatever they wish, whether from a third story window or the depths of long forgotten ruins. So we gain fast hands, gain an additional bonus action, and second story work. We master the art of falling and gain resistance to falling damage. Now, you might think these are like, you know, not as powerful, but I think this could be really useful. However, Arcane Trickster is much more interesting. Arcane Tricksters are rogues with a clever touch of magic, using illusions and enchantments to keep their opponents on the back foot. So we get spell slots, Mage Hand, Legerdemain, what? When you cast Mage Hand, the spectral hand is invisible and can carry out. Oh, okay. We are going Arcane Trickster. For cantrip, we got Chill Touch. Okay. Well, I think Poison Spray for a cantrip could be good. True Strike. Divine a character's defenses to give you advantage on attack rolls against it. You know, this is probably something I should take, but I don't want to take. Poison and acid? That's just overkill, isn't it? Here's the thing though. If we use poison spray, After the battle, we will have to deal with the poison spray, right? How about some lighting instead? Yeah. Come on, we are a rogue. How about then chill touch? Okay. Hustle a creature with the chill of the grave. It takes 1d8 necrotic and cannot regain hit points. And that creatures also get disadvantage on attack rolls. Not as great, but and it has a long range as well. Then I guess we should not take Shocking Grasp, right? You know what? Acid Splash. There. I decided. We can disguise stuff. Don't need to though. Sleep. That's obvious. Put creatures up to a combined 24 hit points into a magical slumber. Combined 24? What does that mean? Color spray. Create a dazzling area of flashing colored lights that blinds creatures up to a combined 33 hit points. Oh, I was gonna say maybe because it's like multi-target, but no. Yeah, we can go with that. I would go for charm as well, but it's only for humanoids. So I think that's fine for now. What about these? Spells. Touch a creature to increase its speed by 3 meters. Uh-huh. Mage armor, magic missile. Ray of sickness. Now that does sound good, doesn't it? Call forth a ray of sickening energy. Deals 2d8 poison and possibly poisons the... I think this is cool. Thunderwave also sounds cool. And like a good rocker boom by AC/DC. Release a wave of thunderous force. It deals 2d8 thunder and pushes away creatures and objects. Pushes away these. Oh man, these are so cool. Yeah, Featherfall, slow the rate of descent of allied creatures, grants immunity to falling damage. So see, here's one of the skills that the Thief class would have something similar to already. So why be a thief? Find familiar. Gain the service of a familiar, a fey spirit that takes an animal form you choose. We could be like an arcane trickster with a silly pet. For cloud, create a cloud of dense fog. Creatures submerged in the fog are heavily obscured and blinded. Well, look at it this way. You know what? We will up close though. Touch a creature to triple its jumping distance. Okay, think about this though. We will be really close. I would really go all out silly on this, but I think Thunder Wave is the optimal option when it comes to offense. Yeah. And I really like physics interactions and, you know, pushing people. That kind of stuff. Okay, so for you, you just have new spells. More spell slots. 2. Blindness, hold person, prayer of healing. Okay. You can change her prepared spells. Okay, alright. Clerics don't... Clerics just learn all the spells and you can prepare them, right? Yeah. Okay, so... Let's take away Bane. Prayer of healing. I think we can use that. I think I will keep these two for now. Command a creature to hold, preventing it from moving or attacking taking actions. I think something that's better is hold person. Maybe this is a small heal. This is a bigger heal, but the range. So healing word we will take off. Okay, that's classic. Bolster your eyes with toughness and resolve. Heals and increases the hit point maximum by 5. Nah. Remove one disease or condition afflicting a creature. You know, I always think about this could be something that you use in like environmental things, not necessarily fights. Like if something is cursed, you could use this. Maybe it will turn a cow back into a human or something. I think we should create silence. Choose silence rather. Yeah.
Is that everything? I think
Okay.
that's everything.
Sorry, I know it's like 16 minutes of me doing this. But it's necessary and I did not want you guys to miss it. We gain passives as Battle Master. Or we can be an Eldritch Knight. Battle Masters are paragons of tactical superiority, combining combat maneuvers and experience in the field to dominate every fight. Superiority dice. You have 4 superiority dice, which are d8s. Your Battle Master maneuvers are fueled by these dice, and the die is expended when you use it. You regain all of your expended superiority dice when you finish a short or long rest. We also gain the jump one, touch a creature to triple its jumping distance. This sounds cool, okay? And all these class passives. Spend the superiority die to deal 1d8. Pushing attack, rally, riposte. You don't get that unless you choose it. And the Eldritch Knight, you get the spells. Now, do we need more spells? I love spells, but do we need more? Or we should just leave her as like a tanky, strong woman. Come on, you can't skip out on... Yeah, screw it. So for you... No, yeah, okay. We can get through strike. And... maybe Ray of Frost, so we can catch up with the attacker. Done. Spells. You could also get Thunder Wave. Burning Hell. Hands. Many things to catch on fire. So it could be useful. You know what? Instead of Burning Hands, we will get Mage Armor. And because... man... I wish we did not get the Thunder Wave on Astarion. But we could argue she could use a better ranged attack then, so Witch Bolt it is. And Mage Armor. And Find Familiar, I decided. No argument about that. I wanna see it. Okay. 20 minutes in. We finally did our level up. You know what? Did I even press the save or is this an auto-save? Okay. Now, where is my familiar? Oh, so we basically only just gained 5 familiar, huh? So we can get Quasit, Imp, and the animals. Okay, what about her? Can she get like demonic ones? No. Will this stay forever? She will get a frog.
Is that everything? I think
Nice.
that's everything.
Buffotoxin. Such a creature, it takes 1d4 acid and potentially receives disadvantage in dexterity saving. Okay, now if I move myself, will it follow us? It will. Can I talk to it because I can speak to animals? I guess not. Okay, I guess I should summon mine. That's for making enemies quake in fear. Summons a familiar with the form and statistics of an imp. For poisoning, okay.
What to bring?
Fear it is. Oh, look at it. Alright, so I know this is a very slow episode, but I think we should just speak with people.
Goblins, druids. This grove is a death trap. Grab what you can and get out. That's my advice.
Remember the rat? And I do believe last time we discussed that there is an entrance potentially over here, because this loose rock here. Maybe. Because I see no trapdoor. Oh! Someone is paralyzed in here. I didn't even notice it. Or, you know, we could simply try to open it. I also know what this is because I I got put in here when I was testing the gameplay settings a week ago. It's a jail. So I just attacked random MPs. What's this? The goblin?
Oh, you thieves are all boring. Even your cages are boring.
Okay, because I don't want to trigger something, I believe I think that rat will wait. I believe when we came up here, it said that an important conversation is going on, and I think we missed that. Let's talk to this guy. I clicked on the anvil. Oh, crafting?
Damn druids. Who uses wooden tools?
This is about your precious Baldur's Gate.
Leave that be? Okay, sorry dude. Didn't know you don't allow me to use your anvil.
You just care about your stupid apprenticeship.
Thanks for fighting off those goblins. If you need to replace any gear, just ask. My selection is pretty slim. I had to leave most of my equipment in Elturel.
That forge is holding on by a thread. Are you a smith?
The best. People came from as far as Neverwinter to buy my swords. Funny how things change when your bloodline becomes a problem. Guess I'll be starting over in Baldur's Gate. I hope people are more open-minded there.
Let me see your wares. Okay. Oh, interesting. So these don't even have armor effects, like protection. Yeah, it's only saving throws. For her plate is 15. Okay, so nothing is better. Blooded Great Axe. Oh, but it compares with my stuff? How can I change that? I guess only if she talks to the shopkeep. Alright, well, nothing really. We can sell these candles, I guess. 2 of them, because I clicked on that by accident. Thanks. Oh, the tail. Watch the tail, dude.
Now, hold the left arm across your face and jab
Okay,
with the
let's
right.
talk to these guys.
We should have left by now. Damnation! Instead, we're just sitting here, practically begging to be attacked. Staying is a mistake.
So eager to go to Baldur's Gate. Do they even welcome thieves?
More than most. A few strangers may stare, but they'll keep their daggers sheathed. I'll be warmly received. Besides, you are looking at Leroican's newest apprentice. Yes, that Leroican. The greatest wizard in Baldur's Gate.
Is this Loreacan of Ramazit's tower? I do remember a tower from before.
His name is known far and wide, I see. Few can match him in terms of raw power and talent. Until now, that is.
You sound excited.
I've admired Leroican for years. Never dreamed he'd answer my letter. But I've worked myself to the bone for this. Few can match me in either magic or talent. The names Roland and Leroican will be known far and wide. You'll see.
I already forgot your name. Also, I forgot to mention, I should make you look at this. These are my settings. I have 4 GB of VRAM. It's a 1050 Ti, but it's not the default shitty Nvidia version, it's a Strix, the big boy. However, if I put this on medium, the texture quality, sadly, the stuttering becomes more frequent. I could bear it if I'm not recording for you as well as for me playing this. Let's be honest, most of you I don't think will ever hear me say these words.
I care about our lives, our futures.
Also, all of these I just keep it at medium because there's not much difference really in terms of looks, except with the model quality. But the model quality on high is a big payoff for how much frames you lose. Lighting, I just set it basically to medium, just to be safe. I can crank it up to high, I checked it. But then that little hitch that I get with just the textures being on medium comes if I enable all of these other options or put them higher. Maybe, hopefully, I will say hopefully that will change in the future. Okay, sorry about that. Back to the game.
I care about our lives, our futures.
Lee and Roland would never admit it, but they take an arrow for the other. Also stab each other. Not sure what will come first. Thanks for cutting in. There might have been more than words if you hadn't.
Oh, I guess that's what I missed.
Now pull back.
Those goblins will rue the day they chose to tangle with this grove. You and I will do some good here. I can feel it.
Or wait, were these the guys outside? Maybe.
And again.
This is about your precious Baldur's Gate.
I
I
can't
care about our lives.
tell you how
our
many times I
futures.
heard
Pretty
this
good.
line.
Pretty good.
No, you just care about your stupid apprenticeship.
You! Saw you fighting those slimy bastards. Fancy a bowl? Best to fill your belly now, while we still can.
A bowl of grey goo reminds me of home.
You've been on hard times too, huh?
No worse than what you're facing now.
Look in your eyes says otherwise. Here, have more. We'll need every bit of strength to make it to Baldur's Gate. Trust me.
Oh,
Swing and swing. Carry. And again. Swing.
rude.
This is about your precious Baldur's Gate.
I care about our lives.
You've had your share. Leave some for the rest.
Wait,
You just care
that
about
was
your
a
stupid
huge pot.
apprenticeship.
Good work, kids. You're all heroes. Each and every one of you.
Right now.
What?
Ah, if it isn't the talk of the camp.
It's a rare day when I see one of you lot about. There isn't a bit of colour in those cheeks, Petal. Are you hurt? Cold? Feverish?
Auntie Ethel will sort you out. I've lotions and potions galore.
Let her fuss over you.
Aha! You take a sup at that and you'll feel right as rain, sweetie.
Uh, drink it.
As you down the potion, a comforting warmth spreads through you.
I swear you're still as peaky looking.
Yeah, I went with the almost dead skin color option, lady.
Oh, I've seen it all. I once had a fella who'd been caught dabbling with a dryad. The wife was none too pleased and introduced him to a pot of boiling oil. But worry not, I fixed him up, and depending on the lighting, he looks good as new. My point is, whatever ails you, I promise I've seen worse.
Why, she sounds positively demented. I love it. Let's tell her everything.
What is it, Petal? What's wrong?
Okay, I agree. I've got a Mind Flayer parasite in my head.
As you recount your adventure, Auntie Ethel nods along, her eyes wide.
You poor pet! My heart goes out to you, truly. I see no sign of a tentacle yet, but that could change in an instant. You need help. Serious help. I've ne'er a potion or lotion here that could do it, but... yes, I may have something at home.
Huh. Maybe she's a witch? Such as, or my time could be running short, I can't afford to spend it paying you a house with it. Warlock. There is something strange.
Oh? Whatever do you mean, Petal?
Devilish? Fey-like. Fays are like fairies. Might you hail from Tay? I don't know what. I forgot what Tay is. I don't think she's devilish. You have a certain bearing, an almost Fey-like quality.
Faye, I hope you're not calling me a dryad or, bless us and save us, one of those Eladrin, flighty buggers. I'm a simple woman, sweetie. Tea and potions are as exciting as it gets for these old bones. But enough nattering. I'll be heading home shortly. Here, let me mark it on your map. Be careful on the road. I'd hate if something happened to you. Take care, Petal.
I gotta say, the lady who did the voice acting for that did a great job with that last sentence, especially. So it's Auntie Ethel, trader of
and the name stuck.
perks and sundries.
And that's the best name they could think
Names. Ocean of Hill Giant Strength.
This is about your precious Baldur's Gate.
Hello, Petal. Need anything? Any lotions or potions?
Okay, so here's the thing. She's level 5. She has a title under her name. She's important.
Hey, bother.
Ocean of Hill Giant Strength. Your strength score changes to 21 for 1 minute. A sliver of a hill giant's fingernail is suspended in this potion, and the foul stench renders it unpleasant to swallow. Potion of invisibility. So all of these last for 1 minute. I assume you should use it with the turn thingy on. Corellon's Grace. This is a staff. Two-handed, dippable. Yeah, I do think it is a staff. This light, flexible staff is... oh, it even says. Is of elbow make, marked with mitral sigils that channel magic in the blink of an eye. Unhampered resistance. If the wielder is attacked while not wearing armor, they receive a d4 bonus to saving throws. But I am wearing armor, sadly. So I guess not wearing armor is maybe more of a mage thing? Not so sure about that. I don't want anything.
Take care now, sweetie.
I like her. I wonder what her house has. Oh, watch the waggly tail.
Where are my boots? This is about your precious Baldur's Gate.
Okay, I think
about our lives,
it
our futures.
talked to most of those guys there. Did we read this? It's just a poem. I vaguely remember the gods, but very vaguely. So I won't read that. Why? I don't know. Maybe because of time. I know we well, not wasted. Oh. We'll take this. Canteen. It's not wasted. This is how I plan to play it since the start. I know it's slow, but I really want to explore everything we can. I don't think it's that long. Talk to these people. Who are you?
Step, Harry, strike, damn it! It's just not landing.
You better surrender. That target's a far better fighter.
You have a better way? 'Cause I'm all ears. We need to be ready for a fight. But I'm useless with a sword.
Try hitting the target. No wonder you're struggling. You've no balance. Space your feet farther apart. That's for insight. We can't do that, but we can do athletics. Demonstrate a swing. Show him the fluidity of movement he lacks. Whoops.
Alright, so like this. Step, step, swivel. Oh, I think you made it worse. Give the advice to yourself next time.
And we lost respect with the ladies.
Swing and parry.
Also, he looked like a child from this angle.
And again.
This is boring. We should train against real goblins.
Okay. Ashara.
The Blade of Frontiers. What a thrill for the children.
They're tough kids. Smart, too. The future's in good hands. That's the way?
The Blade of Frontier.
They're tough kids.
Okay. Weird. I guess we will talk to Will. But first, let's talk to the kids.
I care about our lives.
Next time the goblins come, I'll be ready.
He said something, but we couldn't read it.
Right. Go for the heart.
Head up high, kid. To fight.
You don't look so tough. Mole fought off a hobgoblin all by herself.
Go on. Give me your best shot. Not bad. Again. Hey, keep focus. See how I used your own force against you?
I can't do it.
Of course you can. It just takes time. I didn't become the Blade of Frontiers overnight.
Isn't he a warlock? This child is too soft. You're wasting your time.
Ignore him, kid.
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours.
Oh no.
An unknown face commands your mind. Rust-red skin, gnarled horns.
Chuck, he is infected.
I'll be damned to the hells. You were on the ship.
We could peer into his mind, but I'm more interested in the tiefling version. Because I think more people could do this. I saw a creature in your thoughts. Your patron, perhaps.
Keep at it, kid. A creature? Oh, sounds like that parasite's really wormed its way in. We've both got bugs tickling our grey matter. And I've been having the strangest dreams. I haven't turned into a Mind Flayer just yet. But sooner or later, my luck will run out. Been thinking I need a healer. And I reckon you've been thinking the same.
Interesting. I wonder if he is hiding it. I do think he is. Yeah, you're quite calm given the danger we're in.
Yeah, I've heard the stories. Wait long enough and a squiddy bursts out of us. I've been waiting for this druid Halcyon to return. They say he's pretty powerful. He could probably help us. Problem is, the goblins have nabbed him. We better go find him before we start growing talons and tentacles.
Huh, we can look for Halcyon together.
Excellent idea. But I have a condition.
Now, a condition, you cannot be serious.
Look at these kids. They've no chance on the road, not while goblins infest it. I've got the grandest of plans. You and me, we kill the goblin horde's leaders. That should scatter the buggers. Frontier justice, I call that. What say you?
Maybe we should switch it to someone. I like Crew, but I also want to know more about him.
I love your spirit, but you're full up. But when the time comes, just holler. The Blade of Frontiers will come calling.
Go to my camp and wait for me.
A splendid plan. Let's chat there.
I have to say, I'm kind of frustrated by all our options that we choose. Our crew does not like. Like they almost don't approve of anything, right?
Any questions, children?
Okay, we also had another spell, Detect Thoughts. So I'm guessing these last as long as we don't rest. Oh, it changed something. Okay, it changed the animal one. That's bad. We should have used that before we talk to people.
We're cornered in this place. Even the bloody druids look like they might turn on us.
By the way, I tried killing these guys and searching in the hay for treasure. It was not here.
He stares right past you as if you're invisible or boring.
Turn around to see what he's looking at. I swear, if this kid robs me.
You see nothing out of the ordinary. When you turn back, there's no trace of the child.
Perception failed. Interesting. Oh, we are taking these. This does not say stealing, so Astarion, do your thing. Concentration broken. Okay. Oh, some gold. Can we recast? Yeah, this would take... Why does concentration breaks? Is it a time thing? You can speak with animals again if you need to. Mattis.
Whoa, hey! Can't say I've ever seen someone like you before.
What?
Go on, take this ring. It's lucky.
Leave. Really? Collector of valued objects.
Whoa, hey! Can't say I've ever seen someone like you before.
Wait, let me see that again.
Go on, take this ring.
I don't know if the animation is supposed to work like that. Okay.
Call it, heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails it is! See? That's the kind of luck you get from one of my lucky rings. I've got more where that came from. Real cheap too. Interested?
This is no magic ring, the runes are gibberish.
Hey, not so loud. You caught me. All right. They're not lucky rings. I'm just trying to earn money for my family. My father left and my mother, she's so sick. I wish I had better things to sell than trinkets, but it's all I have.
This sounds like a scam, exactly.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah? Modified War Widow? Anyone could say this was a modified War Widow scam, or the Tinker's Trash scam. His name is that, though. Or War Widow. No, it's a Tinker's Trash. Come on, this is a Tinker's Trash scam. A clumsy one.
Hey, that hurts. I'm running an honest... okay, what's a Tinker's Trash?
It's when a scammer offers the target a magic object.
Uh-huh.
Then rigs a game to gain the target's trust and sells them trash.
Huh. Interesting. And I promise this isn't a Tinker's Trash scam.
It's under your name, kid. And what kind of con is it?
Look, I swear to you, these rings are the real deal. I promise I'm not running a scam. Last chance. You want to look at my stuff or not?
No, and I'm keeping the ring.
You'll be sorry about this, scab. Count on it.
Oh. Come on, kid.
I don't talk to dead scabs, scab. Keep moving.
Whoa. What if Astarion talks to you?
I don't talk to dead scabs, scab. Keep moving.
I'm not going to give him back his ring for now. Maybe a bit later.
Oh, I don't have any money or anything to sell. My partner does that.
Oh, and he's like a naked little boy. What the fuck? So what's your side of the business?
What? I'm the guard. So don't steal anything. I'm watching you.
That's all there's trash. One would wonder why you could come down here, right? I really like how the desert area looks, or these like savanna-ish, cliffy mountains. You hear that? Alright. Well guys, I will leave you with this song. Oh no, seriously, let's pick up from here from the next episode because this has went on for long enough. So, thank you. Okay. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.